Another electric car is going to be featured in this year's Super Bowl ad, which is very exciting. This one is from Porsche. Porsche hasn't advertised it during Super Bowl for over 2 decades. So this is a big deal for them, and I gotta tell you, I like it. I'm not that crazy about the car, and we're going to talk about their car later on this week because our own Tom Malogny actually got to drive it and try to figure out if the EPA range was fair or not fair for them, because I think the biggest problem with this car is the EPA range. So we're going to air that video on Saturday. So if you haven't subscribed to this channel, go ahead and click on the subscribe button. And if you already have, click the bell notification icon so you don't miss stuff like that moving forward. But that video will be aired and we'll try to figure out firsthand. Tom will tell us if what his actual real world range was when he drove this car for I think a couple of days last week. But this is a big deal for Porsche, and I think this commercial is great because for a few reasons. First of all, it's funny. The commercial is just funny. Secondly, it's good for the Porsche brand. It doesn't threaten their existing lineup of gas cars and their existing fans who love gas cars. It's kind of more playful, like how this new toy that they have now, the new generation of cars, it plays nice with their classics because they essentially featured a lot of classic cars from Porsche brand from many decades, and it was just fun. But also, and this is most importantly, this is the reason I wanted to make this video, is because this commercial is good for all of us in the electric car community. I feel like it also gives everybody, well, first of all, it's Porsche, right? And everyone's like, whoa, Porsche has an electric car now, and it looks great. And they are not really shy about mixing the gas cars and electric cars, and it's funny, and it's playful, and it's fast. So I like that. I like the message that is going to be delivering to the rest of the community outside of the electric car community. And it's also, it's not making fun of Tesla or anything like that. It's just doing its own Porsche thing. So I really like it. And we're gonna go over the longer version of this commercial. I think it's 2 minutes and 40 seconds. Obviously, in a Super Bowl, they're gonna cut it down to 1 minute. Hopefully they're going to leave most of the funny parts in there, but right now we're going to go over the actual full-length commercial. Now, as you know, last year there was this Audi commercial and they were advertising the e-tron GT, and I've been always very, very critical of this. I thought it was a waste of money. Most people probably didn't realize it was an electric car at all. And on top of that, they advertised a concept car that's not going to be available for even reservations for a while, while completely being silent about their existing car, the e-tron SUV, that is for sale. And they said nothing about it in that commercial. So I had problems with it. It wasn't really that funny. It wasn't at all funny, actually. And I just thought it was a waste of money. But in this case, Porsche, I absolutely love it. So this is one of the scenes here. So I'll leave it up because I think this is kind of like... we'll talk about this moment in just 1 second. All right, so let's get going, and I'll play the first clip with some sound because that actually is kind of important. So, it happens at the Porsche Museum in Germany. As you can see, security people guarding it at night, but there's a thief there, and the car starts moving, very, very silently, and I like that. That's one of the things. And boom, See this moment right there when the car was driving behind the security guard, and the security guard had no idea that the entire car is feet away from him. That is one of the great things about electric cars, right? They're not noisy. This technology is silent, and I think that's great. Yeah, I know people say, well, we got to have them make noise when they're close to pedestrians, and okay, fine, I'm okay with that. But this technology is so amazing and it makes no noise. I have done it myself, and let me know in the comment section if you've experienced it with your electric cars. When I remember driving in the street, I think in Santa Cruz, where 2 ladies were just walking down the street. It's a small town in California, so people walk. I mean, it's a very chill place, and they could not hear my Tesla coming. I literally kind of was like this close to them, and I had to stop the car, and I didn't want to honk at them. They were older ladies. I didn't want to scare the crap out of them, so I had to get out of the car and say, "I'm sorry, can you please maybe?" And they're like, "Whoa, there's a car behind us!" So I like that moment because it kind of showcases that, yeah, they're silent. So I like that point. Okay, let's go on, and I'm going to remove the sound because this is actually where the music happens and the copyright and stuff like that. All right, so they finally they trigger the alarm, and everybody realizes, holy crap, someone's stealing a car, and they all start running around. But very quickly you understand that they're actually trying to use the cars in the museum to chase the Taycan. You know, this poor guy ends up with a tractor, which I didn't know that Porsche actually made the tractor. So that's one of the kind of funny moments in the commercial. So they all get into these cars and they start chasing, you know, Porsche Taycan around. You see all these iconic cars, right? A lot of people who, especially Porsche fans, are recognizing the 911 and, you know, all the other ones. The cinematography is really cool, and, you know, all of these noises they're making, and they're chasing the car around town. And it's just fun. You know, it's just a fun video of a chase, and it kind of feels like it's an almost friendly chase, right? Because they're almost kind of making it out of as a game. But the next one, the next about 5 or 6 seconds are not only funny, but it's kind of, I mean, I think they did something that they maybe shouldn't have. So I'll show it to you in a second. But before that, let me quickly remind you that this video, when we have no chases really usually on this channel, is sponsored by Byton. Check out their all-electric SUV that's just as silent, zero emissions, but most importantly, $0 to reserve this car. Make sure that you do so by using the link in the description of this video. Tens of thousands of us have done that. It takes about a minute of your time. So go to the description of this video and reserve your Byton today. All right, so let's look at the next clip. And this one is kind of funny. So let's watch that.
Du kriegst da kein besseres Hähnchenfleisch. Das ist echt fantastisch.
All right, so now if you notice, there was a lot of you know, motor noise, engine noise as they were chasing the car around town. But when it came time to be very, very quiet in front of the cop, that was a little too quiet, right? Those cars over there, besides the Taycan, were definitely would have been making way more noise than they made it sound like. So, you know, all right, I thought, and I get it, like I get it, right? They don't want to shoot themselves in a foot, and really they don't want to bite the hand that feeds you, because those are the models that feeds the Porsche right now, right? The gas-powered models. And it's totally fine. But I thought it was, you know, one, funny, but two, all right, okay, maybe next time we'll get them. That's fine. All right, so so the rest of the video is kind of, you know, just fun video to watch. You know, they're chasing them around town, all this German engineering and buildings, and I love it. It's very German video. And of course, there's a funny moment of coming up, but because we forgot about that kid, right? The kid who was driving the tractor, like, where is he at? Well, he's right there, right? Old lady noticed him. So, you know, it's fun. It's fast paced. I'm sure they'll make it even faster paced. Because they could pretty much squeeze it down to a minute, and then, you know, at the end of the day, you know, they come to a stop, and boom, they finally track down the guy, right? You know, like, oh my God, what's gonna happen now, right? It's gonna be a shootout or whatever. But then you realize that it's one of the employees, and they were just having fun, and he's asking, hey, who's gonna be the bad guy next, right? And then the girl jumps in, and by the way, Super Bowl audience, this moment is pretty important, right? That it's the girl who is the next driver of the car, and it says that finally an electric car that steals you. I even like the punchline, right? So I mean, everything's great about it. Now let's just notice one more time that it is a girl that's driving. I know a lot of you would say, well, this is a sexist to notice this, but you know, a lot of Super Bowl crowd, I think this is something they'll notice in their mind, saying, you know, this is not just for men anymore, and I like that they put that in the video as well. So overall, it's a funny video, but most importantly, it promotes electric cars in a fun way to the audience that, you know, I mean, it's a huge audience, one of the most viewed events on television in the United States. People watch it around the world, but as you probably guys know, that, you know, football is not really that popular. I mean, football, you know, the real, where they use feet and the ball, that is popular, but here it's called soccer. But the American football is not really that popular. So I want to see how people receive this ad, because I think this ad is going to be a great ambassador for electric cars. Unlike the Audi ad last year. And I like the tagline, right? An electric car that steals you. They didn't even say the name Porsche here, right? This is for us, for everybody who's rooting for the electric cars in our community. Love this, absolutely love this. All right, just like I said, me and Tom are going to make a video about his experience driving Taycan and whether or not EPA range is really realistic range, because we know, like with Teslas, for example, EPA range is generous to them, right? The cars don't get as much actual range as the EPA rating suggests. But for example, with Kia Niro EV, the range is higher, the real world range higher, and I experienced it myself last year when I test drove this car for about 2 days in Santa Cruz, by the way, California. The range is much higher than the EPA. The EPA range for Taycan is absolutely pathetic, so we're going to see if that's actually the real world range as well. So stay tuned for that, and of course don't forget to subscribe to this channel, because that way you'll get notified when we will do that video and many other videos that we do here on this channel. If you want to follow me and see what's going on behind the scenes, like I just went to Rivian's event and interviewed RJ, their CEO. That video is already actually up on my channel. Subscribe and follow me on Instagram. That's where a lot of behind the scene footage goes to. Let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think about Taycan right now? Would you have you reserved one? Are you looking forward to driving one or buying one? Looking forward to all of those comments. Other than that, see you guys next time, and remember to stay charged.